Alright, so got an idea the other day. I'm not gonna claim it's completely original. I haven't heard of anyone else doing this, but I'm not gonna be surprised if someone else has done it. But that I'd play a game for just a couple of hours, like 10 at most, and then I'd give my opinion on it. This isn't like an official review. I'm in no place to do that. I'm just a normal person giving my opinion on a game. So don't take it like seriously, but yeah, I'm just gonna play a couple hours of a game, give my opinion on it, and then in another video, once I've played a decent amount of time, 50 to 100 hours, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, I'll give my opinion then, and see if it's changed, what's changed, if it was a game I initially thought was great, if I think it's bad, if it's a game I initially thought was bad, if I think it's great. Especially if it's a game like Rainbow Six or something that evolves quite a bit over time, almost completely changes. So, I don't know, I just thought it'd be interesting. So, I'll try it. Alright, so as you might be able to tell from what the title of this video will most likely be, it's a game I'm going to be doing this on is Scriptum, mainly just because that's a game that I very recently just started playing. And it's also a game where I don't see a ton of recent content on it. Most of the videos, when you look on it, are old or just one or two channels actually posting anything. But I thought that this game, not only does it deserve a little more recognition, I think, as well as Squad, which is another similar game, just set in a more modern era. I think one of the reasons, due to its not huge popularity, at least on YouTube, is I've heard that it didn't have the greatest launch ever right when it came out from beta. That's just what I've heard. I don't know, because like I said, I've just very recently got into this game, about a day or two ago, from the time I'm recording this at least. But it's kind of hard to give my opinion on the game. I mean, obviously, because I've only played it for, I think, 2 hours at this point. But I mean, that's the point of these videos. So I guess I'll just go over the game. It's, if you don't know, it's Scriptum is a realistic World War II military shooter. And I put realistic in air quotes because it's a video game, obviously. They're not... There's a point, everyone knows, where realism, gameplay... So there's plenty of things where it's not as realistic as something that might be actually trying to be a simulation, which I don't think it is. It's just trying to be more realistic than something like Battlefield or Call of Duty. What I mean by more realistic is that you die faster. Most of the time it's 1 to 2 shots, unlike Call of Duty where most weapons do kill in about 4 shots. Most vehicles like tanks, take multiple crewmen to use the gun and drive and spot and everything, which makes sense. They're obviously not as realistic as and complicated as an actual tank would be. That might be a little overbearing, especially on someone that's know a lot about them, and especially someone that just isn't really looking for that type of gameplay. So, again, it's not the most realistic high-tier simulation. You'll play this and it's like being in on an actual battlefield. No, it's more of a video game than actual realistic. It's which I'm not saying that's bad or good. It's just it's really up to what you like. But I think that's most of what I got for explaining the game. There might be a few things I didn't go over. It's got classes. It's got different roles. If you're really interested in that, there's other videos on it. Or maybe I can make one. I don't know. But I'll get into actually what I think of my game. And I'm sorry if I've been moving around. My chair's a little squeaky, so if you've heard that, I'm sorry. So from what I've played, like I said, I've only played 2 hours of it. At least that's what it says on Steam. So what I say isn't like a done deal. But from what I can tell, it's fun. If you've played Squad before, it's similar to that. I've heard that it's similar to that before I bought it, but it's not nearly as... I figured it'd pretty much just be Squad, and like I said, Squad's just another more modern military shooter, so I just figured it'd be that with World War II era guns and vehicles. But it's it's different in many ways and similar in many ways. The gameplay is not as similar as I thought it would be. The gameplay is still fun. I've enjoyed it from what I've played, which is only about 2 or 3 games, because the games do take a little bit, about 45 minutes, maybe probably a bit more than that on average. You'll have, of course, fast games and slow games every once in a while. I'd just say about 45 minutes to an hour is probably your average game, which is something to expect of games of this type. Overall, right now, I think I like the game. I like the vehicles a lot better than other games I've played. The gunplay is good. One problem I have with it, and I think this was a problem in Squad originally, and then they changed it, where when you aim down sights of your gun, you're very far away from your sights. You're like way at the back of the gun. You're a lot further than you would be in real life, and you are in most other games. Which I feel like that's something that they could change a little bit. I noticed like even scoped rifles, which I haven't used them, but I've seen them in videos where it looks very far away. That's not something I love. It doesn't ruin the game. It doesn't make it impossible to use guns. It's just it'd just be nice to if you were a little closer to the sight. Like I said again, it's not a deal breaker. It's not something that completely ruins the game or makes me hate it, but it's something I hope that they maybe change in some way in the future. Maybe it's right now is what they like, but I still think it can be done better. The game, I haven't noticed anything super just glaringly wrong with it. One thing I would say is there is kind of a lack of servers, which that's something I've seen from a lot of people. There's just only really, I think, 3 servers that I've seen that are seem like they're consistently populated and have a full player count. Most other servers either are very low or just entirely empty. So I would recommend if you get this game, you might want to talk to some people that already own it, or maybe even have a clan or something that you're in that might have a server. And so you have already, you're going to have people to play with. You're not going to be stuck, especially if you live somewhere that's not super heavily populated, so you might be stuck with playing on servers with 500 ping because you have no servers near you. So that's something that you might be worried about. That's not so gameplay related, that's more just player count related, which again, that might be due to its bad launch. But as of currently, I'd say a good game. I don't know, maybe I'll come back in a week or 2 and I'll just say this game is the worst thing that's ever been created and we should burn down the company that made it. But from everything that I can tell, I'm gonna keep playing it. I got lots of friends that play it, so I don't see any reason why I'm gonna stop soon. And I'll be back once I have a decent amount of playtime in it and tell you about it then, once I'm more experienced and actually got a better understanding of the game. So I guess I'll see you guys then, if I don't post anything in between.